Hello, everyone. My name is David Perez. I was assigned Module 6 for my application presentation. Module 6 deals with attitude measurements. For my specific presentation, I chose to do physiological measurements. Physiological measurements have to do with the body's response to a situation. Generally, it's a nonverbal kind of cue. So, for instance, the book talks about dilated pupils, sweating hands, things like that. It even goes on to measure, we'll talk about measurements such as the galvanic skin response, which is basically a sweating measurement, or the facial electromyographic techniques, which measures facial movements, brows, cheeks, eye region especially. Now, for my actual presentation, I chose to do a personal story regarding my son, he's now 5. So this story actually happened about a year ago. He was 4 at the time. Uh, Picked him up from his mother's house one day. Took him over to my parents' house actually. We went to just have a nice little dinner. Him, me, my family, my siblings, and of course my other nephew. Now, the son was picked him up. He was in a good mood. He's healthy. He's feeling good. It was a good weekend. But I remember I don't remember. I think it was for lunch actually. Took him over there, and we were having, or they made spaghetti. Now he loves his noodles. He loves dry pasta, just the long spaghetti, just a little butter and some kind of side of protein, chicken or beef, whatever. But he's happy. We're watching some kid movie, could be Secret Life of Pets for the millionth time or something random like that. And I notice he starts to act a little funny. I look over at him. He's looking a little weird, making a little facial expressions. He looks out of it. So I ask him, hey, Rye, what's going on? You feeling okay? Yeah, Dad. I'm okay. But I mean, you can see he gets more and more of a puzzling look on his face, and you can just tell something's off. So he starts trying to, like, coughing, choking a little bit, I guess you would say. And like I said, at this point, he's like, "Can I have some medicine?" And for a 4-year-old to ask for medicine, I'm like, "Okay, now what's going on?" He's bunching up his face, and he actually, it was like a sneeze cough combination kind of thing. And yeah, so it's a big, violent, like, sneeze cough issue. And it's not, well, it's funny now, but at the time it wasn't. It was a little scary. A piece of spaghetti comes out of his nose, and I'm like, what the heck, how'd this happen? But yeah, needless to say, I had to pull out maybe a 8-inch piece of spaghetti out of his nose. I'm not sure how he did it still, but yeah, I mean, like I said, I was a little worried at first, a little worried about choking, but then after the fact, he felt better. I can laugh about it now, and it's kind of hilarious to think about now. But yeah, as far as physiological factors go, I mean, like I said, he was making all the facial expressions. He was doing nonverbal cues, and you could tell that something was going on. Facial expressions starting to sweat a little bit, and just out of it completely. So now that I've discussed the experience, I will discuss some inferences. First things first, physiological factors, they happen all the time. Especially as communication students, I mean, we're taught about nonverbal communication. We're taught about body language, gestures, things of that sort. This just kind of ties in with that a little bit. And I mean, generally, I would say it's probably an emotion that leads to it, because I mean, leads to sweating, leads to facial movements, expressions, things that people aren't necessarily going to say. So now that I've made the inferences, I'll show how these inferences can be transferred to other situations. They can be used pretty much anywhere. I mean, think about cops who do an investigation, or an employer who's asking about somebody who stole something. I mean, literally anywhere. Kids are a great one. Um, I I catch my 5-year-old lying all the time. Normally about little dumb things, but you can tell that he's lying. Obviously, laughing, looking away, facial expressions, things like that. So I mean, it's all over the place. It's very prevalent. Now, in conclusion, physiological measurements, they are another useful tool in the communication process. We are taught, like I said, looking at body language, looking at other nonverbal factors, and they're just another measurement tool for us to use in the communication process. So, thank you.